Hey guys, welcome back to some companions. As you can see right here, the new hero shell tier is up, but you'll also notice event ends in 43 days. That is right. There has been a massive extension to the time that we can get the dimensional heroes over on the companion server. Now, overall, shell tier, is she worth getting on the companion server? Yes, she's doing incredibly well. We're seeing her in game modes. When it comes to Eins, there is nobody, not really anyone that I've seen. I'm really using this hero in any big capacity. And then, of course, Albedo, the only reason to get Albedo is if you're going to get the plus 30 signature item on her, which, of course, gives the ability to add the attack and defense to these dimensional heroes. If you are looking for one hero in herself, I would get shell tier. Now, this rings true for the AFK Arena, the classic version of the game, as well as the companion side. This would be the hero to get. Now, I want to run through a couple different things because we also know that Pharrell is here. So I want to run through, there is Pharrell right there. So looking at the mail, this, of course, is something that we've seen right down here. So the Overlord crossover extension, essentially, we've been blown away by the excitement and dedication to support you. The Overlord collaboration will now run until local time 1/3/25 or 3/1/25. I believe this again is extended by about 2 months, which is kind of crazy. Now, we also know, as you can see, I haven't deleted any of these, that the patch notes was up, which was that brought Pharrell over here. Now, the summoning pool we want to look at because there are some changes. Wishfinder, we've seen the Trails of Mystery. So the Trails of Mystery is up on the test server. So I believe this is going to make a big difference when it comes to these heroes. Then, of course, a couple more defined effects are up. The Alliance contest is up, which I want to look at. Let's go ahead and collect up our rewards. Quite a few diamonds. Now, overall, we also did get this Mythic top rank. Now, this is my big shout out for love and support for D2. We came in, and I believe we were in 3rd place in here, giving us the ability to pick up some of these Stargazer scrolls as well as some red chests. So that is a really big win for both of us. And then, of course, again, being in an active guild within this game is kind of crazy. We came in 5th. I think it is 5th. So we were hoping top 10. Again, big shout out to D2, massive supporter of the channel, guys. But final team rank number 5, which did give us that mythic top ranked, which is cool. And anytime, that we're going in here, but that is awesome to see. We get the diamonds, the red chest. So very happy with this. And then, of course, we did get all of the other loot that does come within this game mode. Again, you can see D2 absolutely crushed it. Me, a little bit behind, but overall doing incredibly well within here. Now, I want to do some summons, and I'll show you kind of where we've changed. So what we're finding within here is when you start looking at the store, this is one of the only places that you can buy red chests, that you can get a quantity of red chests to actually build anything up. When it comes to Primordial, when it comes to amplifying emblems, this is the place that you're getting the emblems. It's sad because all of the diamonds, and really this is where we're kind of getting split between resources, is with companions. And again, we're kind of getting stuck. If you want to build out the heroes, you have to have diamonds. You have to use them on red chests, primordial, amplifying emblems. You have to build them up in their entirety if you want to build the heroes. However, if you're putting diamonds into all of this building and all of these resources, you're not going to have the ability to do essentially your summons within there, and you're not going to be able to get the heroes itself. So it's kind of a catch-22 because most things in here are cost diamonds, and they do cost diamonds, which is incredibly tough. Now, the arena store, you can see that you're pretty limited to how many arena tokens you're getting in here. Even thinking of Mortis, which we did get 1 copy, you could go through here, buy the fractional. But when it comes to, again, building out heroes in their entirety, getting these red chests in the entirety, this is really the only place to get these and to get them in bulk. Even thinking of Mythic Gear, we've actually gotten to the point which when you hit chapter 31, 31 is a pivotal point in Companions. When you hit that chapter, you actually start picking up random mythic gear out of the AFK rewards. So that is a driving force you want to get to. Now, of course, in here, if you buy out a piece, for instance, Ancelot's Honor, if you buy out a piece, you can see that the faction is a question mark. If you buy this gear, you can also get an item that does not have a faction on it at all, which is kind of crappy because it does show you like the question mark there. I bought out a piece and unfortunately it didn't have a faction on it. Then of course the barracks, the exact same. We've been buying out the stones. Not really much to do with everything that we're getting in here. We're getting some scrolls, we're getting it. And then also when it comes to getting all heroes, you can see we have gotten all of the heroes, or we're starting to make progression to get the heroes. But when it comes to actually drawing the heroes out, we have gotten 50 of 50 heroes. So we are done with that point. We don't have the ability to actually pick what heroes we want to build. So again, we've gotten to the point within Noble Tavern that we can't pick them. So in here, we do have those dimensional spirits. Now we wanted to talk about this one. The pool refresh during the initial 28 days, you can get copies of Pharrell, or you can get copies of the Summon Dimensional Spirits. Now, I believe this is exactly why they did the extension for the Dimensional Heroes, was ensuring that you could get the more of these Dimensional Spirits out of here and continue to building these. Now, as you can see, we're already looking, we're 555 of 580. So we can go in here, we can continue building this out. And what I made the decision to do was go in here and get these. So I'm not going to get copies of Pharrell. We're looking to get these Dimensional Spirits out of here while they're here and before they're gone, because once they're gone, the only way, in my opinion, that to get them is going to be through the Stargazer itself. So if you're going in there, if you're building out Celestials or Hypos, again, you're not going to have the ability to essentially build them out any further because you're going to be stuck with building out the Dimensional Heroes. And I also wonder with future releases of these Dimensional Heroes if we're going to have the ability to build them out. Now, when it comes to the Stargazer, I did swap out, so I'm not actually getting the Dimensional Spirits. We went back to Taylene. We want to get a couple more copies of Taylene. And of course, any copy we can get, we're still looking for the red chest to build out that awakened version of Solus. We are also waiting to see exactly who is coming down the pipeline and who is going to be the next hero in this game that is going to get an awakened version. That again is a question mark. I don't know if she has said anything here to who we hear. I hear that you learn how to match heroes strategically. I want to see, I don't know if you run into any troublesome maulers. There's the Wilders. This should be the Light Bears. Wilders are good at fighting Graveborns. I'm in charge of the tavern. I don't think she says anything. Let me see if Dolly says anything. I was kind of wondering about this, if she was going to say anything, because we knew Pharrell was coming. So whenever strife descends on the world, the light of these two shimmer stars can be seen. That's the twins. So we're getting the twins over here, which I believe we don't have the twins. That would be kind of interesting, but we do not have the twins. So it will be the two twins that come here. So we know what the next hero is going to be. Again, that is going to be a celestial hero, which means stargazing for that hero. The twins are two heroes that will make a very big difference in here. Now we have Rosaline. Now my question is, building out heroes or really overbuilding heroes to get essentially them built up to get to the higher mode. I'm going to have to look at that and see what it's going to look like, but let's hop in here. We have quite a few summons, saved them for a couple days, wanted to hop in here and make sure that we're not missing them, because essentially if we're not getting heroes in here, we are delaying the ability and really the opportunity to have higher level heroes or more copies or more of the divine effects that we have on these current heroes. So always summoning in here makes a big difference, as you can see, not only for the food aspect that we're continuing to build other heroes out. There's another copy of Sonya, but also just having the sheer ability to have more copies of these heroes. Now we've been looking for Greyborn heroes, again, building them out a little bit further. Desira is another one. We have a ton of resources and it gave us 10 more. Maybe I missed those last 10. Greyborn again, we'll go ahead and build these out. Now also remember, when it comes to Pharrell, we have 2 iterations. So between the time we see the hero in the Destiny summons and the time that the hero was actually released into AFK Arena or into Companions, it is 2 iterations. So again, we're going to have to wait a little bit to see when the hero comes, essentially the effectiveness of it. Let's grab us another Wilder hero here, which is Pippa. Again, kind of building it out. And I was hoping we could get another Celestial or a Hypo. We have to be closer to getting another copy of Taylene already. Little by little, guys, we are building these heroes up, and I almost want to save maybe some resources for when the twins do drop in this game, because we know they're going to be a game changer. But yeah, Destiny summons are there. Now, when it comes to the Temple of Ascension, again, we have been building a lot of these heroes out, adding a lot more copies, and there's a lot more food, starting to really feel the impact of the divine effect, but also looking at heroes like Sheltier. There we go. So there is star number 3. Gives us another ability, which is very cool. Not sure if any of these other ones we have anything else except Sheltier. Sheltier, we're going to go ahead and use 2 more of these. Again, she already does possess that divine effect. 2% attack, 3+3 crit. Essentially, I don't want to have the heroes that are half built, so we have a little bit more, and she will be at 5 stars in the entirety, building her out for a lot of different game modes. We still have, I believe, 7 more days, so this is going to take us to 6 more days, and all of our heroes are almost to level 300. As we continue our progression, we have 22 of 35. You can see, guys, that we're starting to get a lot more resources, a lot more, essentially, stuff that we're using on these heroes, which is awesome to see. A lot more build. We're starting to get a lot more gear. Even looking at the gear here, we have a tier 1 for shell tier. But again, we're starting to see a lot more of the gear and a lot more drops. As far as signature items, we are still building this one up in the entirety. This is essentially what I've been saving for, is building it up again, little by little on Solus, waiting to see who the next awakened hero is going to be within this game. And then, of course, when it comes to pretty much everything else, we're just kind of spinning our wheels. We've talked about this before. When it comes to this game in general, we're not seeing, a crazy amount of progression. It's kind of a very slow grind. And there we go. We get a free copy of Thane out of there. We also have this little baby gift. This baby gift is going to D2. Again, a big shout out to him. We've been actually exchanging these gifts kind of back and forth through the team up notes down here. You can see I got 2 in a row. He got 1 right there. And giving us free copies of heroes is such a cool idea. I'm hoping that they kind of backfill this. Even thinking of the guild bosses, thinking of everything else we have, is being able to essentially backfill some of this content back into AFK Arena. In my opinion, would be really cool. How they do the guild hunt in here and a couple other things would make really a game changing when it comes to how they do things. And we were talking about the hero returns. I have 50 of 50 summons, so I believe this is going to be an all of the summons we're going to get. So unfortunately, that part is done. I still have to do some Bountiful Trials, Dusty Barrens, a couple other places to finish this out in its entirety. But guys, really liking it. Again, this is super, super chill when it comes to companions. That is the reason I feel like so many players do like companions. It is a very, very chill feel. You can see we're on 3116. Time to make a little bit more progression as we continue getting more levels on these heroes. Making progression in this game is really a non-stop event, going through both the campaign and the Forked Fate. But guys, that's going to do it for today's video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. And as always, thank you guys for watching.